I did see how you and Eric Weinstein got into it on Twitter, and you really curb stomped him, for lack of a better term. It was pretty brutal. Can you explain to people like from your perception of that whole back and forth?
Yeah, the without, so we can, keep it as high minded as possible. There, philosophically, there was a choice made by the new right, as you would know, because you literally wrote the book on the new right, where all these guys kind of came in, Sam, Jordan, Barry Weiss, even Claire, though I don't even know how she got in. I think she was a DEI hire, but maybe I wasn't so sure.
She's
Um,
awful.
yeah. So yeah, then Claire really was the plot, but we were like, oh, okay, come on in. Beer's cold. Well, welcome to the party. And then as I watched and observed, I saw no reciprocity,
Okay, yeah,
right? No generosity of spirit. And I don't mean me because somebody's going to go, oh, Cernovich is jealous. They didn't invite him on a podcast, which Malice could tell you is the most laughable, stupid thing that you could ever say.
that's correct.
That, I'm so, no. I just saw a complete lack of reciprocity and generosity of spirit. And I kept waiting. Was like, well, I mean, you guys, we welcomed you in and we really lifted you guys off. And there's been no return of the favor. Oh, all you do is repackage our ideas and anodize them, and then act like you didn't just steal our ideas and anodize them for your audience. But you won't interview the people who are having the discussions and creating the ideas, and they're movers and shakers in the movement. So one of my sort of tweets the other day was, oh, today on the Eric Weinstein podcast, we're going to have David Frum explain the MAGA movement. David Frum is an expert political analyst who understands these people well, So you can only take so many years of that,
Right.
while acting like they're so high-minded, like, oh, I'm so high-minded and intellect. No, you're morally a coward. Like morally, you're a coward. You're afraid to have Jack Posobiec on your thing because then people are going to say, well, Jack Posobiec said this thing. Well, okay, but Sam Harris has said a lot of kooky shit.
Oh
You'll
yeah,
still
yeah,
have
right.
Sam
Yeah.
Harris. David Frum had government power and used his government power to create war propaganda on lies. But you'll have him on, and Claire supported fascism around COVID, and you'll have
Yeah.
her on. But you can't have him on. It's because it's moral coward. It's just moral cowardice, and there's no other way to put it because Socratically, there's no rule that you could articulate that would allow you to platform Sam Harris, who said he would lie to create a political outcome, has spread multiple dangerous conspiracy theories such as Russiagate. Trump, again, almost assassinated. We had that congressional shooter. Remember that? The baseball shooter that
Yeah, of
everybody
course.
forgot about? Oh, the most deadly attack in the Capitol. It's like, oh, no. I mean, some mad leftist spun up over the election, tried to kill a bunch of Republicans. Steve Scalise got shot. I mean, we're talking about, right? So what Socratic rule would allow you to platform David Frum, Sam Harris, Claire, but not Charlie Kirk, but not Jack Posobiec, but not Steve Saylor, but not Jared Taylor? You can say they're spicy. Sure they are. David Frum's spicy too. Saying what Claire did, which is we need to lock down everybody who's not vaccinated and put them into camps, that's pretty spicy. But but so then Socratically, there's no rule then that would cover it. So then the answer is you're a coward. You're morally a coward and you're afraid of shame and being shamed by your peers, and you don't want to take that hit. You don't have to. You don't have to have anybody on your podcast, right? There are people that I just don't like that I just would never talk to, no matter how big they were. I just like, why don't you? I just don't like the guy. Why not? Bad breath. I don't have to
Yeah,
explain
sure. Yeah.
myself,
Right.
but I admit that, right? You don't. Nobody who reads me on X or listens to a podcast thinks now that Mike Cernovich is a welcoming guy who's just all about the free exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the problem is if you're gonna act like you're above it all, like in Eric's case, oh, I can't vote for either of them. They couldn't appeal to me because I'm so like, but you're not though. You're not though, because if you did, your podcast selection would be completely different. You wouldn't be clout chasing off every hot name. You would not be taking people's ideas that you read on X and then rewording them. You would be doing more like what you do, Malice.